guys. Today I'm working with you on some drawing and design. This is for the beginner, and I'm wanting to share with you when you're learning to draw with me, we're learning how to draw things like this bumblebee that we might want to paint. And so I'm going to share with you that we did do the bumblebee already, so you can go back and see that. And we will paint the bumblebee in the future. But what I want to share with you is the steps that makes it important for you then to transfer it onto something. And then when you transfer it, then we're going to be able to paint it. So this is going to be used for any of the drawing designs that you do. This is some important knowledge that's going to help you with the path that I'm going to take you through. So let's get started, and I'm going to bring the overhead camera. This is what we worked with in one of the first drawing class in this session of this new education channel that I've got on. So this will help you. We learn how to paint and relax. Then we learn how to do strokes on practice strokes. And this is all about drawing and how it's going to help you to design your own designs. And I've got lots of youth and adults that would love to do that better. So let's get started. So let's look at this process. Now, this is what we drew. And so if you haven't done this yet with me, go back and learn to draw it with me, because many people did and they had a great time with it. And then what I want you to see is that you can enlarge or shrink this afterwards. But see all the shading and all that happened there? I'm just reminding you that we used a stump, different size stumps, to get in there and shade this in here. And it made it really, I always use my fingers before I learned that there were these stumps to use. And this is wound up paper. Okay, so it's all wound up really tight, and you can actually put this on sandpaper to get it sharpened. All right, to take the lead off or whatever, or you could get a pencil sharpener that would work for this. But there's different sizes, and on onestroke.com, we sell all kinds of different ones, and they're very inexpensive. All right, so then what we need to do is we need to take our tracing paper. Okay, so you just get a tracing pad. This is a 11x14. I use 9x12 a lot. All right, or smaller. All right, we have smaller pads also. And so we're going to trace on. There's lots of sheets of it. I can tell you that sometimes I leave my trace patterns in here. But what I want you to see that's important when you're doing this is I don't trace every single feather. I just need to know where the eyes and the nose or whatever are going to go. And on my pattern, I might put a little bit more, but you don't need to put as much, okay? So this is how I'm gonna pull one of these sheets, and then I will share with you how that happens, okay? Tracing paper, we sell all kinds of pads like that, all right? So then what I did was I just laid this on top of what I was going to draw, all right? So when you lay it on here, I want you to see, I've got all my stuff in the way. I don't want it on here. I want you to see that we are then going to use an Identipen. So I want a permanent marker. We also have these Identipens. You get everything right online. All right. So what's happening is that you just come here, and if you notice, let me pull it over here more. If you notice, I only went around the outside shape. Then I put a little bit indentation there and a little bit there, because as you see when we're painting, I'm going to do a simpler painting than this when we paint, but I'm going to do a real soft effect. But I just wanted you to see what you could turn it into. All right, but so wherever there the yellows are going to be, see right here is where the yellow is going to be, and then in here, then the different wings. But then we have this band right here, another segment of the body. Excuse me. And then I'm going to come in here and do the stripes. Okay, there's a stripe there, a stripe there. All right, so that's what you need to see, not every single detail that we did on here. But you're going to have this to go by too. Now, what we're going to do from here is we're going to take this and we're going to transfer it to an art pad. All right. So I want to show you one art pad that you could use. Say if I wanted to use metallics or some other shades. Okay. I could take this and transfer it on here. Or if I'm going to use a white canvas like this, I'm going to use graphite. So graphite, this is a dark graphite. You would put it down like this. And I lay this on top, and then I use my stylus. All right. And all these are very inexpensive tools, but you can grab them all at once on our website. Okay. That'll help you, or in your local craft store. Okay. So let's go to the next step. Say I'm going to take this. I have dark gray graphite and white graphite. And it really matters. Like if you're doing denim jeans, you don't want black because you don't see it very well. Or if you're on a dark surface like I'm using here, the shiny part goes down. Okay. And you can use it over and over because this has been used for something else. Okay. And then I'm going to lay it down, and you can tape this all down so it doesn't move. All right. But I want you to see, I'm going to come right here with my stylus, and I'm going to come around. Now I have used ballpoint pens also. This is a large end and a really fine end. Okay. So I'm just going to come around about right here. I'm going to stop and see if this graphite's, if I'm putting enough pressure and if it's showing. Ooh, look at that. All right, so you're just going to come along here. You pull it towards you or away from you. It's easier to pull it towards you. Okay. And so this would be a good one for me to show you. There's the arms to our legs to do a metallic or a really different effect than what I did already. But on our next lesson, I will be working on that with you, okay? Now, the only thing sometimes that I like about using a ballpoint pen is you can see a color on this design, on this tracing, and I can tell if I've gone around the whole piece or not. But this is what I want you to see, that I have many artists that have done this with me before. And what they did, this is just to know where the stripes are going to be. What they did is they're in a journal, an artist journal. You can make those journals, which we have. There we go. All right. So say you're in this journal. On the back of this page where we drew on one page, the next page you can do your painting. And then what my ladies have done is they've taken this pattern, not just ladies, my students, they have taken and they folded this up and they took a manila envelope, okay, and they taped or glued it on the back and side an envelope so that it's all together. So if you're saying, hey, I want to go do that bee on this project, and if you want to do the bee on this project, you have everything ready, your painted piece, your drawn, and your transferred, you traced on this, and you're ready to go do a project with it. So one little detail before we go any further with that, I just want you to see that you need a good white eraser. We don't really use gum erasers much. A permanent Identipen. I've got a really thin tip and a thicker tip. All right, so I always keep a nice one. These do not bleed. They don't. When you use these on fabric, that's the old Identipen I used many years ago, but it doesn't fade to gray. Sharpie sometimes fades, all right, when I'm using it on fabric or whatever. A stylus, which has got a large and a small tip on that. Then I want you to see that we also have these little pencil sets that are inexpensive, everything you need, and even some art pads that are ready for you to start your projects. So till next time, I want you to have fun creating, drawing, and getting ready to paint. All right. So take your drawing, trace it with tracing paper, get it ready to transfer, and you can transfer it on either a black surface, dark surface, or a white canvas. Till the next time we paint, I'll see you then. Thank you.